Hey everyone, it's TCS, and welcome to a game called Higurashi When They Cry. Now, I know you guys probably don't know me for liking anime, but this anime actually pretty much got me watching the entire series from season 1 to season 2. I only watched season 1 like a year ago. And I'm starting to watch season 2 because season 1 had a dub, and it was the only way I was going to watch it, and season 2 didn't. Anyways, this is an awesome anime, and if you don't know anime, then what are you even doing? This is a visual novel based on the anime, or just the anime in general. So what's gonna happen here is that we're gonna go to Hinamizawa, which means which means the protagonists, which is us, we're gonna be Keiichi Maibara, and we have a bunch of friends named with a bunch of families, and there's something about an Oyashiro's curse that causes deaths, like spirited away by the demon or something like that. And there's a yandere in this too, and her name is Shio Zonozaki. Mio Zonozaki is Keiichi Mayubara's friend, I mean, and comes along with Rena Ryuku, Rika Furude, Satoko Hojo, all those people. We're gonna meet all of them. Don't be sad. The world may not forgive you, but I do. Don't be sad. You may not forgive the world, but I forgive you. Tell me, what must I do to earn your forgiveness? Oh, jeez. So I know what's gonna happen because that's a swinging of a bat, and if you guys probably don't know, that means there's probably from the first episode of the series. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm still starting to realize I only wanted to trust because I refused to accept the truth. And it was as if I was trying to convince myself it was all silly, sobby voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. That mechanical, repetitive sound finally stilled and everything went silent. Only the cry of cicadas remained annoyingly loud, and yet I feel as if I can hear her voice. But that was not possible. She was no longer speaking. The only one is crying is me. She never cried. He's talking about Ren and Riku. Even when she repeated those words over and over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there was none to show. She had no tears to shed for me, but then I shouldn't really shed any for her. But why this pain? My eyes getting moist. Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe, but I didn't split apart. Like I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently, my spirit has suffered enough. And countless times I've wavered over whether I should throw the battered thing away. Except I stubbornly refuse to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I choose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle, and I appreciate it. And appreciate it. Hey, me? I tried more than enough. I acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her, like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Besides, this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. Higurashi when they cry. Welcome to Hinamizawa when they cry. Somebody had been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony, whatever, of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of the locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness has begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlucky. The nearest town had some stuff, but it was an hour away by bike. Come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody's still apologizing. Who's she apologizing to? She apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. Irreparable mistake. He just needs to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing, even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she's apologizing, nothing will change. But even though she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice, hey you, the one she's apologizing to, why don't you go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice.
Keiichi, we're almost there. Wake up!
I was finally aroused by my nap, but wait! Never mind. Never mind! Keiichi, we're almost there, wake up. I told you it was Keiichi. Jeez, that was horrible. Practicing my anime voice, guys.
Hope you like it!
Finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. Okay. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. We spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. Ooh. Whoa. Past where the dense forests encroaching upon mountain road suddenly opened up. Now that's Hinamizawa. There, where I live now. Hinamizawa. Oh, I probably should save. Bing. Even though we're still approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse, nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying the view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Cool, that's actually pretty deep. I quickly finished getting ready for school and had headed down for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably working up until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It was such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I'm so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grow up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, immaculate, immaculate! Sorry. Ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. Miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiji. If I don't wake early, if I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wise crack after being praised for being good. Full of rice? Oh, full bowl of rice? Or will that be a half enough? Or will half be enough? Pile it on. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between the bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent as usual. Watching me clean my plate, my mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school, I rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. What's cram school? It's probably like, I don't know, but it seems a bit dumb. I don't know. I guess that was what you call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, my mom rushed me along with a wide grin. It's now about time to meet up with Rena-chan. Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena was one of my classmates. She really loves looking up to people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school was just lame. But keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please, make Red try for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I knew that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning.
Morning.
I don't know. Hey,
Keiichi. Good morning.
your cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime.
If I sleep in, I keep you waiting.
She was so conscientious, I don't know, and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind.
Keiichi, you're so cold. I'm waiting for you all the time.
I'll leave you in the dust, without looking back. Oh my god.
Why are you so mean? Why?
Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun, but because of how quickly her mood changed. That's pretty much a bully! You're a bully, Keiichi! I'm kidding, I'd wait for you. Those words Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red.
Thank you. Oh.
I'll wait forever until you came, Rena. No matter how long.
Forever.
Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Hey, have you read a romance novel now, Rena?
I haven't never read any before.
From her response, I gathered that she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. Couldn't imagine what would happen if she could grab one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, the message from Mom. She said thanks for the pickles.
It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty?
No, they weren't that salty. It's like they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine, just to be honest, and say they were good. But apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it just your mom?
Huh? Oh, well, why do you ask? Were they too salty?
Her attitude completely changed as I began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it Mom?
Why are you asking who made them? Why?
Depending on who made them, my opinion might change drastically.
Ah!
She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response.
It was me.
Delicious.
Huh?
Pretty good, just like the last ones. They were perfect with the rice. They went perfectly with the rice. Face went bright red again. She's completely spacing out. This truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep it at Rena, I'll train you. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you handle it like an average person. The average person. Or so I decided for myself.
Let's go. If we keep Mia waiting, we'll never hear the end of it.
Seeing as she's just spacing out otherwise, I call Rena back to reality so we can make our way to school. Or maybe... Never mind, I think... Yeah, I was voicing Keiichi for some reason. I thought it was Rena. The strange, easily flustered girl was Rena Ryugu. I only known her for about a month. But I come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Now we're meeting Mio and Sonozaki.
Mia! Good morning!
Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ah, finally! You two are late! Usually you're the one who's late. In a sharp contrast to the delicate Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. And for and for and for what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena. It's been a while, Keiichi. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mio's gaze started at my chest drop, and then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, to be clear, I never actually tried to show it to her. Why? Why? I go quite pleasantly. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engaged with so energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you the next time to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of morning fresh air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you can smell it following up in the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha! Time for the big reveal! Hope you don't regret it! As my hand reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in a near panic.
Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Ripley's flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. That was never in the anime.
How was it?
Seeing the city again. You switch gears, dropping a dirty talk and changing the topic to something more benefiting in the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral. I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked for. You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here, after all.
Is this about the games again, Mion?
Mio nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Keiichi to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation made it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action.
I'd like a game that's easy to understand.
Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum of domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course. If Keiichi is up for it. I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games and I don't intend to lose.
Well, then we'll get you in the group this time, I guess.
Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. She laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all that they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. Well, yeah, I felt like I've acted a bit more open than I usually am. It should probably be about right for this place. Alright, I'll put a quick save here.